When you watch the show, what strikes you the most? The characters? The plot? No, the silence. Shots of people going about doing their own business, no dialogues. Just the scene with background music. Sometimes close-up shots of objects, roads, places with the surrounding noises. No human beings. No music. Both the show, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul are the story of one particular character's devolution from good to bad. Only way to differentiate between the both is changing the way of storytelling. Vince Gilligan had a vision. He wanted the show to be a display of visual storytelling. Breaking Bad also used it. This show embraced it with open arms. In between the dialogues, there are many long pauses to allow the audience to soak in the surroundings, finding the direction on their own rather than being told where to look and what to listen. Vince Gilligan wanted to display the beauty of motion pictures. Theatre is a great medium of art, but motion picture can do what it can't, convey what needs to be said without any dialogues. We get to see close-up shots of wrinkle on forehead of a worried man, his jaws tightening, shaking of hands, teary eyes of a guilty conscious woman, slight changes in facial expression conveying a person turning from a teen man to a man. Great components of facial expression on this show were Gus Fring, Mike and Kim Wexler. In season 6, episode 4, Gus entered his house. His smile went away. He was no longer the fast food owner inside his house. While changing his clothes, he had a worried look. In solitude, he forecasts the future, plots and plans in silence. As he entered his secret workplace, his face turned from worried to tough, hiding his fear in front of his henchmen. For over 4 minutes, he spoke nothing. Yet those scenes spoke volumes. Mike, an ex-corrupted cop turned head of security of a drug lord, constantly battles to keep check of mayhem. He doesn't say much, his eyes talks. One look of his tells the other party when he means business. Kim Wexler is the lone angel amongst the fallen ones. She has a strong sense of ethics, morale, but influence of Saul Goodman and flicker of her own ambition blinds her in her moment of weakness. The scene that takes place in a bus where she bursts out in tears with every unsuccessful attempt to subdue the tears, we could see a massive burden of guilt lifted off her chest. In fact, the last season had many scenes where long pauses took the story forward. Camera movements were slow, smooth and mechanical, acted as the point of view for the audience, immersing them in the narrative world. It speaks on a more profound emotional level. Lack of dialogues meant viewers had to watch the show closely. If you take your eyes away for a moment, you might find yourself missing out on a motive, emotion or twist. The lead character on this show, like Breaking Bad, is a bad guy. If you're rooting for him, then you are betting on a losing horse. Saul Goodman, at present times as Gene Takovic, is a shell of himself. But no one forgets how to ride a bicycle. It's all in muscle memory. Some turn bad because it makes them feel alive. Some turn bad due to lack of guidance. And some, like Goodman, turn bad because it's in their nature. He might have good intentions, but nature takes over every time. Doesn't matter what people know him by. Sleeping Jimmy, Jimmy McGill or Gene Takovic. He is, was and always will be Saul Goodman by heart. He has no regrets. He knows what he is. He is always aware of the consequences of his actions. He accepts them and moves on. He is a fire and everyone around him will get burnt. Only thing he can hope for is redemption. The object that falls off on the road from the furniture in the opening scene of season 6 episode 1, it is the stopper of an alcohol bottle Kim and Jimmy shared in an earlier season, which he might have kept to remind of her. The object shows there is still hope left for Jimmy. There can never be a happy ending for this show, but can be a satisfactory one. That's what we get. Believable and just. The plot, the subplots, dialogues, characters were flawless. It was so good that you will not care about the lack of de-aging of some of the characters. Every character, old and new, had an arc, and through 2 shows, Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, and 1 movie, El Camino, got their respective closures. But the reason the trilogy will get repeated viewership and cult status is due to the total experience and the environment we were transported. The effort went into sculpting every major or minor characters with minute details. The after effect of finishing Better Call Saul and this trilogy as a whole will leave you melancholy and numb, but never cheated. Vince Gilligan since 2008 started a painting which reached its final form through countless brushstrokes. Like painting, it has many layers. The first layer may be the plot, then an underdrawing, what the characters would behave like. Then comes underpainting, overpainting of twists and turns, and finally semi-transparent glaze and varnish of cinematography. All of these layers will affect the appearance of the final painting. With every view, something new will be discovered. This show was carefully planned with all the time in the world to deliver to the audience a well-crafted art. Probably the last great program of television history.